Grace and peace, friends and family. I hope that you are all doing well and continuing to take care of yourselves. Welcome to another video, to another discussion. I'm Joy, Pink Girl Teaches, and I just thank you so much for sharing some of your time with me. I truly do appreciate it. Today I want to talk to you or start the conversation, and it's one that we've had before in the past, but it was a question that was brought up, and so I do want to answer it. Pregnant and abandoned by the narcissist. You know, when it comes to narcissists, I think it's so important that we continue to make the main thing the main thing. Narcissists are only concerned about themselves. They will never at any point in time do anything that will benefit somebody else without them seeking something in return. And if somebody is doing something for you with the intention of getting something back from you or out of you, then is it really doing anything for you other than seeking their own needs? And that's how narcissists are. Everything is always going to be about them, never about you. And sadly, it's never going to be about their children, ever. Now, some will give off the appearance to be good parents, but those are for Kodak moments. That's for outside people to make judgments. There are some narcissists who actually are consumed with thoughts of having the perfect image to the world. That doesn't mean that they're a great parent. It just means that they're a great performer. They're a great actor. They do not respect you. They do not respect life. They do not respect anyone. And that includes themselves. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. That's a scripture that, we've heard so many times, and it just crossed my mind, so I can't really reference where it is. But as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. What a person thinks of, the thoughts that govern them, that's what they become. And we are able to see who narcissists really are and what goes on in the depths of their soul, based on how they act and interact with people, how they treat people, how they talk to people. You can never pour from an empty vessel. Whatever is on the inside of you is what is going to come out of you. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. The Bible tells us that we are to love our neighbor as ourselves. And if narcissists are demonstrating any type of their true feelings, should I say, are demonstrated through their interactions that they have with people. Those interactions let us know firsthand because we have had intimate encounters with them. And I'm not talking about intimate acts. I'm talking about up and close relationships with them, that we know that these people are not who, they're not who they project to be. They're not the kind and the loving people that they act like. That is a performance. We really get to see who they are when they devalue us, or they devalue their targets, and further, when they discard. That is when the truth of who they are begins to seep through, when they're projecting those emotions, that toxicity that bubbles over so easily. That's who they are. So when it comes to narcissists, we know that they are consumed by having a steady flow of supply. They need to have access to people for various needs. Different narcissists have different needs, and they have several needs. So they tend to have multiple sources of supply. Some could just provide an emotional need. Some are physical, sexual needs. Some are financial. Some are mental stimulation. Different strokes for different folks. But they have to have multiple sources of supply. And so what they want to do is assure themselves that they have a bank, they have a collection of people that they can pull on at the drop of a dime. And what easier way it is than to make a supply or a target pregnant? Where are you going once you have the narc's baby is what they think. You're not leaving me. You need me. Who wants a single pregnant mom or single pregnant woman Nobody. That's what they tell themselves. They lie to themselves and they convince themselves that their truth is the way, but that's not correct. And this works the other way too, in reverse. Women, they use pregnancy as a trap to keep men in their narcissistic harem. And that is all it is. When a narcissist, and you know what happens is they will actually have conversations with you about engaging in intercourse that is not protected, knowing that there's a possibility that you can get pregnant. And what happens is they create an environment, or they cultivate an environment where you feel like, yeah, we're on the same path. I'm safe here, even if we have a child together, because sometimes those conversations go, they encourage those type of conversations that, oh, well, when we have a baby or we are a family, and sometimes you let your guard down and you fall for it. But it's never because they really want anything from you. And now when you find yourselves pregnant, you're right where the narcissist wanted you. And so in their minds, it's like, well, where are you going? You're not leaving me. You need me. And so this is the perfect time for them to start devaluing you and begin to, pay more attention to another source of supply. What's crazy is that they devalue when you're pregnant, knowing that a pregnant woman, she has needs. She wants you to go to, or she would like you to go to doctor's appointments and rub her feet and give her extra affection, time, consideration, and do a little more for her, because she may not be able to based on the changes that her body is going through. Well, the narcissist finds this as a perfect time, a prime time to go ahead and devalue you when you need them most. And what one other way to hurt you more than to show up or let you know that I'm with a new supply. And not only is the new supply a downgrade, and the downgrade, the upgrade, none of these things really matter, because the pain you feel at the end of the day is still pain. If they went for somebody who was older than you, or didn't look as good as you, or was really the opposite of you, would it make you feel any less hurt than if they found somebody who was better than you, who looked better than you, who had more to offer? The pain at the end of the day is pain. And that is their only concern, is to inflict as much pain on you as possible, knowing that this is a time that is so crucial for the development of your baby. When we're pregnant, we want to have an environment for our child that is peaceful, that is nurturing, that supports the growth of the baby, so that we can birth a healthy child. They don't care about that. They do not care about that, and that is evidenced by the chaos that they create is evidence of this. Another thing is they also don't want to be in competition with you when you're pregnant, because pregnant women tend to get a lot of attention from outsiders and even people in the family. They want to take care of your needs and, oh, how is the baby doing? How are you feeling? Can I get you anything? And the narc hates this. They don't want this. I think it's so important that you remember that this is a form of devaluation. And sometimes you find that the narcissist will even discard you while you are pregnant. Now, the thing to remember with the narcissist, whenever they discard, it's never final. The final discard is always up to you. When narcissists discard, there's always going to be a hover, and it's going to be followed by more love bombing, devaluation, and another discard. And each time it gets progressively worse, because this is just grooming you. It's another way they groom you to accept the worst abuse. And the more they're able to abuse you, the more pain they're able to inflict on you, the stronger and the more validated they feel. The worse that you feel, the better that they feel. And you can't tell me that this isn't purely demonic in nature and purely evil. Who gets off from somebody's pain? This is sadistic at every level, especially knowing that you are carrying life. And the saddest part about this is just a preview of what your life with a narcissist and a child, having the narcissist child, is going to look like. It's difficult. Narcissists don't like boundaries, but having a baby and protecting yourself, you need to have boundaries. And it's important that before you give birth, if you're still expecting, it's a great time for you to start your journey of healing and work out any past issues that you may have, because you want to enjoy your pregnancy. You don't want to look back on your pregnancy as, wow, I was so miserable then, because that is stress, not just on you, but it's stress on the baby. And this can have effects or consequences for the unborn baby. We want to cultivate an environment that is healthy, that is productive, that will help our children get off to the best start in life. You have to remember that narcissists are not just suddenly going to have an epiphany and decide that they are going to be parent of the year. No, they are going to be performer of the year, because even if they treat the child apparently or seemingly good, a lot of the times that's while they are devaluing you, the mother or the father, depending on the situation. But if they're doing that, how good is that really for the child? To tell them that your other parent is trash, your other parent is no good, your other parent is going to let you down. None of those things are healthy for a child, because a child is going to internalize those things, question their own self-worth, and also it's going to cause a wedge between you and the child. Focus on your own well-being. And it may be hard, because I know that, when pregnant, our hormones are all over the place. And so that plays a role in how we feel also. But be intentional. Set up a planner or a task list for you to do stuff every day. Always putting in some time to take care of yourself, to try something that helps ease you and soothe your mind. Whenever your mind begins to wander onto thoughts of the narcissist, you're going to have to take control of your mind and redirect your thoughts, bring them back into focus. Now is not the time to placate your emotions and your feelings. There is some serious work that needs to be done, so that by the time the child comes into the world, you are steps ahead. You are getting further in your healing, so that your baby comes into a loving environment with a healthier parent. You deserve something so much better than what any narcissist can offer you. And it really starts with you. It starts with how you are going to talk to yourself and say, yes, I may miss the things that I did with this person, but start doing those type of things with yourself and for yourself. Narcissists, what they do is they mirror us. And they give us a representation of who we are. And they just show you all your wonderful qualities. Start courting that person. Start courting the qualities that you see or that they've projected onto you of what you are now missing, because that's all parts of you. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Please talk kindly to yourself, and make time for you to just have moments by yourself where you are just purposefully resting, where you're intentional with putting your health first, and even making plans for the future. One really good way to get over, and it's a process, I'm not denying that, but one good way to begin to put one foot in front of the other is to have a goal in front of you. And you may have a big goal, but make up small steps that, you see yourself, oh, I accomplished this. I was able to do this. I survived these things, and reward yourself in the process. Go to counseling, go to therapy if those are options, join support group, talk to people, so that those emotions and those feelings that are inside of you do not take over your thoughts, your thought life. The narcissist is going to use the pregnancy whenever they can to be a source of pain or just give you bad memories. And you want to be able to look back on your life and say, you know what, I enjoyed this time. I enjoyed these moments, because we're only pregnant with one particular child once in our lifetime. And it's really now up to us, or up to you, if this is your situation, to do what you can to enjoy that journey. If you are not financially independent, start trying to find small things that you can do to bring some money in for yourself. Look into the resources. The YMCA is a wonderful place that offers many resources that help people. Talk to your doctor, your OBGYN, and let them know what you are going through and see how they can also help you. But during this time, you need support. Please don't walk this thing or walk this road alone, but lock arms with people who love you, who care for you, so that you can be supported and so that your journey is made a little more pleasant. I just want to remind you, and I want to just say to you that your best days are ahead of you. The pain that you feel now is not an indicator of how you will always feel. And I know it may sound cliche when we say that, the best is yet ahead, or, this too shall pass. It doesn't just pass on its own. We've got to engage the process, and we also have to embrace those feelings, as difficult as they are. I've said it before and I'll say it again. You are human. You are allowed to experience your emotions. You can be bitter. You can be angry. You can be furious. Those are not an indictment of your character. It is merely evidence that you are a person having an emotional reaction to what has been done to you. It does not define you, but we will not placate our feelings and emotions, but we will face them. We will sort through them. We will work through those shambles and begin to find strategies to deal with those emotions. There is an answer to bitterness. There is an answer to resent. There is an answer to pain. But you've got to be willing to take the first step. Reach out and get get the support that you need, and engage the tools so that you can get to a better place. And I'm telling you, I've been there in this very situation. Listen, the day I had my son, November 24th, 2006, I had him in the morning. By that evening, their dad, or his dad, his donor, was off with his girlfriend because they have the same birthday. I mean, I just had your son, your first son, your only son at the time. And he went off to celebrate with a girlfriend. This is what narcissists do. And it never got better. Well, let me take that back. It got better when I left. It got better when I moved myself out of that situation. And you can too. I'm evidence and I'm proof. So listen, we may not know each other personally, but I am rooting for you. I am cheering you on from afar. And most importantly, I am praying for you. You will make it through. Thank you so much for taking time to listen to me. God bless you and have a fantastic day.